Alright, so we're back for another video, and in today's video, I'm going to be proving to you why Jesus is real, okay? Now, I'm not doing this for any, gain or, anything like that, any notoriety, nothing like that. I literally am just trying to prove Jesus is real to you because he saved my life, and I know what it's like to go through hell, feeling awful about yourself, hating yourself, having no purpose, wanting to if you get the drift there. I get those things. And it was awful. It was the worst time of my life. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy, man. I'm dead serious on that. I'm dead serious. I know what it's like to just hate your life and want out. And I think there's so many people that have ended their lives early, man, when they could have been saved by Jesus. And I want to prove to you that Jesus is real just because I know he can save you, because he saved me, guys. All right. And I do have my notes down below just because I want to make sure I don't get any of this info wrong, because this is a very serious video. So how the video is going to work, I'm going to give you some facts, evidence, everything like that. And then at the end of the video, excuse me, I'm getting over a little bit of cold, but at the end of the video, I'm going to share my testimony on how Jesus is real. And my mic is on. Okay, good. Sorry about that. So, number one, historical evidence. Now, there are a lot of talk, dates and things like that in the Bible, and we'll get to that. But I want to talk about people outside the Bible and give evidence that is not biased towards Christianity. All right. So there were a ton of people that talked about it. Here's who I have today. Here's you can easily look this up and you can easily find them. And I have this notes here because I am going to butcher their names, and I'm sorry to the families if the families still exist, because this is from so long ago. But Flavius Josephus, he was a Jewish historian. He wrote about Jesus, his crucifixion, and his followers. Okay, then you have these names. Then Tacitus. They sound like D&D names, to be honest with you. He was a Roman historian, AD 116, and he confirmed Jesus was executed under Pontius Pilate. And then you have Pliny the Younger. Pliny the Younger. He was a Roman governor, and he mentioned early Christians worshiping Jesus as God. Okay, so these three people that I named, none of them worshiped Jesus. Okay, they didn't believe that he was the Son of God or anything like that. Okay, but they still recorded his life and influence. Okay, so I think that goes to show that he was real. Now, did he have miracles? Did he have power? We're going to get to that. But I hope that this evidence proved to you that he was real. All right. Now we'll go into the Bible. All right. Because the Bible, it is a historical document at the end of the day. Okay. I know you guys don't want to hear that for the people who don't believe out there, but it is. All right. It is a historical document. All right. The Bible, it's not he or she. Maybe, it's 2025, but no, I'm joking. But the Bible is one of the most historically verified and ancient texts in existence. Okay. Specifically the New Testament, obviously. But over 5,800 Greek manuscripts exist, making it the most well-preserved ancient document. All right. It was written by eyewitnesses, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, his disciples, all of them, all 12 of them. They recorded what they saw of Jesus, okay? And archaeology supports it. Places and events in the Bible match historical findings, okay? You have all the dates in the Bible, all right? You have eyewitness testimonies. You have like, you can go back, you can research, you can, obviously you can't visit the same places. Some of them you can, but like, all the things are there. Like, there's not a place that doesn't exist today there. You know what I mean? You understand that? And uh, I have Luke 1:2 here. I'll put that down. For those of you who are new here, if you do have a Bible, because I know a lot of people who don't believe in Jesus, they're probably not going to have a Bible. But the people who do have a Bible, who just like to follow along with me, I usually like to have you grab your Bible and follow along, because a lot of these videos I share verses with you that you can flip to. But Luke 1:1 and 2, many have undertaken to draw up an account of things that have been fulfilled among us, just as they were handed down to us by those who from the first were eyewitnesses. Okay. So why can't I scroll down on these notes? I hate it. But it's more than just a spiritual, hopeful book like that. There are dates, testimonies, eyewitness reports, all those things. All right. Literally, it's a historical record of an event. It is a history book at the end of the day. Okay, believe it or not. Now, Jesus, for those of you who don't know, because I was in your same shoes. Okay, I was in your same shoes. I didn't know much about Jesus. Okay, I knew of him. I didn't know him. They talked about all these miracles, all this. They make jokes in like pop culture. I think in Family Guy about like him turning water into wine or walking on water, something like that. But you really don't go in depth about his miracles. Okay, but I want to today to prove to you, like, he is the Messiah, he is the King, he is the King of Kings. All right, and I want to go over some of his miracles. I want to go in depth with them. All right, with my Bible verses. Okay, so I have Matthew 9:27 through 30. I have John 11:43, 11:44. And I have Mark 4:39, Matthew I think it was Matthew 4:21. Okay, but we'll go in depth with all these stories right now, and I do have my Bible with me, just so I don't butcher anything. But we'll go in depth. So, if you flip to Matthew 9:27 through 30, which is, according, at least in my Bible, is, I'm going to right now. I should have had these marked down. I'm sorry for that. But it is for my Bible specifically on page 1463. Okay, so in this he's healing the blind, deaf, and sick. All right, and it's on 1464/65. But in this, literally, here's what happened. Okay, so Jesus, he is going around town, right? The simplified, he's going around town, and he's like doing all these things. He's helping all these people. People are asking him questions, all this and that. People are following him. He creates like a big crowd of people, right? And these two blind men, they start to follow him, and they cry out, asking like, "Have pity on us." And Jesus said to them, like, "Do you believe? Do you believe I can heal you?" Okay, and yes, they said to him, "Yes, I can." All right, and he said, "Let it be done to you in according to your faith." Like, if you believe, it'll be done. Okay, and they truly believed that he could save them, and his eyes wide and open. All right, okay, and then he goes on. All right, Jesus, he continued to go around town, all that, right? And as he was going out, um, a demoniac, which is someone who's possessed, basically, he could not speak, and Jesus drove the mute out of, or the demon out of the mute person. Okay, it's just wild. It's just wild, to be honest with you. And for those of you who don't know, and this is a different topic for a different day because we're going very in depth here. He casted out, or you have the power to cast out demons. Jesus gave us this name. You can read about it in Timothy. But that's him healing the blind, deaf, and sick. Another story I like to think about is this girl. She was sick. I believe she was sick, but she was sick and she tugged on Jesus's robe, or God, I can't think of the word. His cloth, what he was wearing, and he turned around and she thought she was gonna like. She thought that Jesus was gonna be mad at him, but Jesus said like, "No, I love you. You believed in me. You pulled on my uh, cloth, and now I'm healed." Like, it's just a beautiful story like that. All right. Um, Raising people from the dead now. All right, we can go to John 11:43 through 44. And sorry, I have to change my notes around a little bit because I think I might have messed this up. No, I didn't. I did not. I did not. I did not. I did not. Now, there are the letters of John and the actual book John, so don't be confused on that because I've gotten confused around it my whole time. But if you go to 1607, that's the start of John, and this Bible's huge, okay? All right, there's a lot in here, so that's why I saved you some time. I'm sorry, but all right. So this is the story of the raising of Lazarus. Lazarus, for those of you who don't know, now basically a man was ill, Lazarus from Bethany, and Mary was the one who was anointed with the Lord. You know what? In fact, I'll just read the whole thing for you, okay? Now a man was ill, Lazarus from Bethany, the village of Mary and her sisters Martha. Mary was one who had anointed the Lord with perfumed oil and dried his feet with her hair. It was her brother Lazarus who was ill. So the sisters sent word to him, saying, "Master, the one you love is ill." When Jesus heard this, he said, "The illness is not to end in death, but is the glory of God, that is the Son of God may be glorified through it." Now Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. So when he heard that he was ill, he remained for 2 days in the place where he was. Then after he said to his disciples, "Let us go back to Judea." The disciples said to him, "Rabbi, the Jews were trying to stone you, and you want to go back there?" Basically, if you don't know, the Jews don't believe he is the prophet, okay, the Son of God, so they're trying to get him out of town. Okay, then Jesus answered, not 12 hours in a day. If one walks during the day, he does not stumble because he sees the light of the world. But if one walks at night, he stumbles because the light is not in him. He said this and then told them, Our friend Lazarus is asleep, but I am going to awaken him. Okay, so basically he's saying he's going back to town, going to risk his life to save Lazarus. Lazarus. All right, I'll skip a little bit because this is a very long passage, but Jesus basically he went back and he arrived at Lazarus, who had already been dead or been in the tomb for 4 days. Now Bethany was near Jerusalem, only about 2 miles away, and many of the Jews had come to Martha and Mary to confront them about their brother. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went to meet him, but Mary sat at home. Martha said to Jesus, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But even now I know that whatever you ask of God, God will give you. Jesus said to her, Your brother will rise. Martha said to him, I know he will rise in the resurrection of the last day. Jesus told her, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, even if he dies, will live. So, and everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this? She said to him, Yes, Lord, I have come to believe in you, that you are Messiah, Son of God, the one who is coming in the world. Basically, Martha believes in Jesus. If you can't catch the drift with Matthew, John, okay, if you believe in Jesus, things will happen, opportunities will happen. All right, if you have a genuine relationship with him, miracles will start to happen. Your life will be getting to get better. But so I'll skip a little bit. Or no, I won't. When she had said this, she went and called her sister Mary secretly, saying, The teacher is here and is asking for you. As soon as she heard this, she rose quickly and went to him. For Jesus had not yet come into the village, but was still where Martha had met him. So when the Jews who were with her in the house, comforting her, saw Mary get up quickly and go out, they followed her, presuming that she was going to the tomb to weep there. When Mary came to where Jesus was and saw him, she fell at his feet and said to him, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. So basically, she's mad that Jesus left. Okay. When Jesus saw her weeping and the Jews who had come with her weeping, he became perturbed and deeply troubled and said, Where have you laid him? They said to him, Sir, come and see. And Jesus wept. Okay. By the way, a lot of gurus like to talk about like it's not being okay to cry. Jesus literally cried. Okay, I don't want to hear that bullcrap. But so the Jews said, "See how he loved him." But some of them said, "Could not the one who opened the eyes of the blind man have done something so that this man would not have died?" So Jesus, perturbed again, came to the tomb. It was a cave, and a stone lay across it. Jesus said, "Take away the stone." Martha, the dead man's sister, said to him, "Lord, by now there will be a stench. He has been dead for 4 days." Jesus said to her, Did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God? So they took away the stone, and Jesus raised his eyes and said, Father, I thank you for hearing me. I knew that you always hear me, but because of the crowd here, I have said to this, that they may believe that you sent me. And when he had said this, he cried out in a loud voice, Lazarus came out. The dead man came out, tied hand and foot with burial bands, and his face was wrapped in cloth. So Jesus said to him, Untie him and let him go. Not going to go more in depth. You can read it on your own time. But if that doesn't give you chills, I don't know what will. A guy had been dead for 4 days, and Jesus literally saved him. Eyewitness testimonies, dates, historical dates. You know, he proved lives. Okay, he saved lives. All right. Now, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. If you want to read about Mark or Matthew, I'll give you quick summed up versions. Mark, there was basically a storm, and everyone's like, Jesus, yo, we're not going to be across it, la, 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 and Jesus like, why do you have no faith in me? Okay, and he walked on water, right? And then Matthew, actually, I might have got that Mark story wrong. You need to read in depth on that because I could be wrong about that. I do know the Matthew one. A bunch of people came to him, and they only had a couple loaves of bread and things like that, and the disciples were like, Jesus, we're not going to have enough food to feed these people. And Jesus multiplied them like that so they can eat because they basically came and followed Jesus. And without food, they wouldn't have been able to make it home because they would have been malnourished and died. All right. Now, we'll talk about the resurrection. I need water. We'll talk about the resurrection really quick. We'll talk about my testimony on how he saved me, and we'll get you guys out of here because I know you have a lot to do with your day, and I'm thankful that you guys spent your day with me today. I really appreciate it. Resurrection. then my testimony. All right. Number 4, the resurrection of Jesus. Okay, so historical proof of the resurrection. I'm not going to give you Bible stuff. Well, I may give you a little, but the empty tomb. No one ever produced Jesus' body, even though the Roman and Jewish authorities wanted to do so. They literally wanted to find his body. Wasn't there. All right. Then, eyewitness testimonies. Over 500 people saw Jesus after his resurrections. You want to go in depth? 1 Corinthians 15-6. Okay. The changed disciples. Jesus' followers went from fearful men to bold preachers willing to die for their faith. No one's gonna die for a lie. Okay. Say I lied about meeting a girl or something like that. If they put a gun to my head, a lie detector test, and they said, "Did you go out with this girl?" Are you gonna lie? No, you're gonna tell them the truth. No, I lied about it, right? But these people, a lot of people died preaching about Jesus. John, to be specific, if you want to do research on him, he died. Okay, a lot of the disciples after Jesus died, they go around spreading the truth and they have horrible faith. Another great video you can watch is on the 12 disciples. I forget who it's by, but just look up what happened to the 12 disciples. You'll see it pop up. He's a younger kid, braces, good kid, very good kid, very knowledgeable in his teaching about the Lord. But lastly, my testimony. So for those of you who don't know, I went through high school and I didn't have many friends. Okay, I was fat. I didn't have a purpose. I was a chronic masturbator. I couldn't articulate my words because I just came out of COVID. So I literally couldn't talk to anyone. Okay, I was so scared. I had a nicotine. I was weird. I had a weird thing with nicotine. All these bad things were happening to me. I hated my life, bro. I hated my life. Okay, so I decided to make a change. All right, and I decided to go to the gym. And yeah, the gym was nice and all, but I didn't feel fulfilled. But for those of you who don't know, well, I had some hockey friends that spoke about the Lord. And then watching gym videos, there was a guy named Alex Eubank. And I think Alex Eubanks. But the videos, he talked about Jesus in them. So I started to do more research. And then my buddy and his birthday was coming up because we would always send Bible reels back to each other, stuff on Instagram, and he asked for a Bible. And it was January of 2022, 2023 of January, maybe December of 2022, December 2022, January 2023. Jeez. But the point is, he asked for a Bible to get him for his birthday or Christmas. I can't remember which one because they're so close to each other. But I got it, and I decided, screw it, I'm going to get one for myself. And it was barbecue chicken from there. Started reading about the Bible, started learning about the Lord, started becoming faithful to the Lord, and going to church, worshiping Him. And now I'm here, okay? I have devoted my life to Christ. I haven't been happier. I have an amazing physique that I'm confident about. I have amazing girls, amazing girl that surrounds me right now. I have a house, I have blessings, I have money, I have a purpose, okay? I have all these things that I didn't have when I didn't have Jesus. And He has given me all these things. He has changed my life for the better, okay? And if you need help with that, if you need help with your journey to Jesus, I have something for you. It's called the Disciplined Disciples. It's a program that I have built, and it's a 1-year thing, and it's meant to change your life, okay? Because all of this, that changed my life, it took me about 3 years to do so. All the knowledge I have, I can do it for you in one. I can get you closer to Christ, okay? Get you closer to Christ and help you find your purpose so you're not wasting your life. Look, we only live once. I reckon if you're watching this video, you're between 18 to 40 something. All right, those are the prime years of your life. You don't want to be wasting it doing something you didn't have or that wasn't meant for you, okay? Because I was going to do that. I was going into a job that wasn't meant for me, and It's just crazy to think about. Like, I could have wasted my life doing something I hated. But no, we're all here for a purpose. We're all here meant to be fulfilled. And you have that, and I can help you find that because Jesus helped me find it, and he guided me on that. I can also help you make more money. So if you do have your purpose filled out, but you're looking to attain more money because, maybe your purpose is something like, I don't know, uh, making chairs or something like that. And obviously you're fulfilled, but you need some more money, right? I can help you with that. And lastly, building up your physique, because for those of you who don't know, God said our body is a temple. You want to max out. You want to look good. You want to have confidence. You want to radiate, or you want to radiate confidence, right? And I've successfully, thank you to God, been able to do all these things, and I'm here to help you guys out too. I love you. If you're interested, my Instagram is down below. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you believe in Jesus and turn to him. All right, love you, boys. Thank you.